Have you ever noticed how every new idea feels like the one? You start with so much energy, excitement, and endless plans. You can already see the results before you've even really begun. But then, after a few days, or maybe a few weeks, that energy just fades. And what once felt like the start of something huge becomes just another unfinished dream on your hard drive. We always think the problem is motivation. We wait for that spark to come back. But maybe the problem isn't the spark itself. Maybe the problem is that we keep depending on the spark and motivation to show up. Let me tell you about a guy named Ryan. He was exactly like that. He desperately wanted to start something of his own. He'd scroll through videos about affiliate marketing, drop shipping, blogging, YouTube automation, freelancing, even selling on Amazon. Every single idea felt exciting. He felt like he'd pick a direction to dive in. He'd start learning everything he could, sometimes staying up late into the night. For a few days, he'd feel completely unstoppable. But as soon as things got a little hard, as soon as he felt less motivated, he'd just stop showing up. His drive would vanish. He'd tell himself, maybe this just isn't for me. And then he'd find another shiny new idea, another path that looked easier, faster, or smarter. And he would start the whole cycle all over again. His laptop was a graveyard of half-finished projects, logins he barely used, business plans that went nowhere. Months passed and Ryan started seeing his friends move ahead in their careers. Some were earning good money, others were starting families. But Ryan just felt stuck. Every time he tried something new, it ended the exact same way. Excitement, a burst of effort, and then silence. One morning, Ryan got an email from a small business owner named Nina. She had launched an online course platform a few months ago, but it never gained any traction. She told him she had tried everything, paid ads, free trials, webinars, but nothing was working. She wrote, "I've heard you're good with ideas. Can you help me make this work?" Ryan's heart started racing. This wasn't just another abandoned idea. This was a real challenge, someone's actual dream that he could help fix. He said yes immediately, already imagining the excitement and the rush of solving her problem. At first, it was thrilling. He redesigned her landing page. He scripted marketing emails and created slick teaser videos. It felt like magic. But then, reality hit. The sales funnel had broken links. The payment gateway failed on certain phones. The platform itself was full of bugs. Debugging was slow, repetitive, and incredibly frustrating. Just like clockwork, Ryan's motivation started to fade. He found himself just staring at the screen, thinking about starting a new, more exciting project instead. As he got bored, he started scrolling through his old files. And one afternoon, while looking through his messages, he saw a name he hadn't seen in years: Mark, an old friend from college. Back in the day, they used to brainstorm startup ideas together. But while Ryan had kept searching for that one perfect opportunity, Mark had quietly built 2 separate YouTube channels, and both of them were doing really well. Ryan called Mark, and they decided to meet up for coffee. Ryan went into that meeting expecting to hear about some secret tools or growth hacking tricks. Maybe Mark had a clever hack for going viral fast. Instead, Mark said something that sounded almost too simple. "I just kept showing up," he said. "1 video a week. No matter what." Ryan kinda laughed. "That's it?" Mark just smiled. "That's it. I stopped chasing the feeling of excitement. I started respecting the boredom." Those words, respecting boredom, stayed with Ryan. He went home that night and just kept thinking about it. He looked at all the unfinished projects on his laptop, the affiliate accounts, the half-written blogs, the videos that never made it past the first edit. He realized maybe the problem was never the ideas. Maybe the problem was him. The next morning, Ryan looked at Nina's project differently. He didn't just think about consistency anymore. He focused on taking action. He made a simple rule for himself: 2 focused hours every single morning on Nina's project, and 1 hour in the evening on a small blog he'd abandoned months ago. No excuses. He would just do the work. At first, it was incredibly hard. Some days, fixing Nina's platform felt so tedious. Debugging broken links, rewriting boring copy, adjusting video formats. It was slow, repetitive work, but he showed up. every single day. And little by little, the pieces started coming together. The platform began working smoothly. Users started signing up. Nina noticed the change and she was overjoyed. By the end of the month, her platform was fully functional and actually growing. Ryan felt accomplished and promised to do the same while working on his own project. He applied the same habit, just showing up consistently, and he started making steady progress on his old blog. He had finally developed a daily routine, a habit that was making him reliable, disciplined, and productive. He had finally discovered the true power of consistency. At first it was tough. He'd sit at his desk, staring at screen, wanting to quit. There was no thrill, no spark, and definitely no visible reward. But he kept remembering what Mark said. Respect the boredom. So he wrote. But on other days, he'd get into a state of flow. Weeks passed, and then months. The traffic to his blog was slow. He had barely any readers at first. But Ryan didn't stop. He was learning small things along the way. How to structure his posts better, how to optimize his titles, how to make his writing sound more impactful. He stopped measuring his progress by views or money. He started measuring it simply by showing up. And then something strange began to happen. His focus grew sharper. The daily effort no longer felt like a chore. It became a quiet, steady rhythm, his morning ritual. One day he checked his analytics and saw that one of his articles had gone mildly viral. It wasn't huge, but it was enough. It was a reminder that small efforts compound over time. His consistency was finally paying off. A few months later, his small blog started earning its first little bit of income. It wasn't life-changing money, but it was real. He used it to buy himself a better laptop. Next, he launched a newsletter. Then he created a small digital product. Bit by bit, the habit of showing up was building something solid. Ryan wasn't chasing shiny ideas anymore. He was building one. He wasn't waiting around to feel motivated. He was learning to trust the process. One evening, he met up with Mark again. They talked about the early days, all those wild ideas and sleepless nights spent chasing excitement. Mark smiled. "You finally stopped searching?" Ryan nodded. "Yeah, turns out the secret isn't in the idea, it's in showing up." The real success for Ryan wasn't the money or the views. It was the quiet pride of finally finishing something. It was the peace of knowing that he could trust himself to follow through. And that's the truth that most of us miss. Motivation is a spark. It lights you up for a moment, but it burns out fast. Consistency is the engine. It's what keeps you moving forward day after day. You don't need constant excitement. You just need the courage to show up, especially when the excitement is gone. When you learn to do that, when you respect the boredom and stay consistent, you stop being the person who just starts things. You become the person who finishes them. If this story inspired you, give this video a like and share it with someone you know who keeps starting but never finishing. And if you want more stories like this, make sure to subscribe and keep showing up with us, one story at a time. Thanks for watching.